Alright guys, Sean just gave me some important information about the obviously the Ford Tourneo custom plug-in hybrid. So I was speaking to him and I've been trying to phone, because it's new technology, I've been trying to phone Ford mechanics and everything and stuff like that, and I just want to drive it the best and most efficient way. Obviously previously on my other videos I've been trying to figure out the best way to drive it and stuff like that, but I just spoke to Sean, and he's the one who obviously sells them, and he said to me there's a few drivers having problems. One guy has now got an engine management light coming on, and he spoke to the guy in Ford, and what it is, right, everyone's scared of going into EV charge because obviously it uses the petrol engine to charge the engine, right, and you don't get the best mile per gallon. But it's a full electric vehicle. It's not like a hybrid, right? So what people do is, and I've been doing it in bits, trying to test it out, but this is the best way to do it. So you got your four modes, yeah, auto EV, EV now, EV later, and EV charge, right? So auto, it prioritizes your electric charge, and if you do anything strenuous, it'll use a little bit of the engine to help it out, right? EV now is literally full EV. It doesn't touch your petrol engine. Right, EV later, right, this tries to save as much as your EV as possible, right? But it'll still use it. So when I spoke to Sean, I went, EV later, go and give me a bit more details over it, right? So with the EV later, it will use a little bit of your electric and a little bit of your petrol. So it'll try and save your EV, technically, for later. But if you drive around an EV later, you'll still use your EV. It'll just kind of try and prioritise the engine a bit more than the batteries. So it's a bit more sluggish, a little bit slower, because it is trying to keep as much charge as you can. So EV later could be a general driving mode. So literally fully charge it, leave it in EV later, and drive it round, and your EV charge should last a lot longer. And obviously EV charge is literally using the petrol engine, the range extender, to charge the batteries. But one important thing that he come across, and he said, I got told this by the Ford guy, you got one of the guys come in with the engine management light on one of the brand new ones, and he said loads of drivers are driving it like this and it's bad. So that is the EV range, the 20. And what he said was, when that goes to naught, don't drive in an auto, because technically you're driving an EV vehicle with no electricity. So not one, you're using the engine quite a lot, and two, it's just not healthy for the vehicle, because you're literally driving an EV car with no charge. So what he recommends, and the Ford guy recommends, is when you're driving in full EV, obviously you're saving a fortune in fuel. But then when that drops down to 5 mile range, yeah, switch it to EV charge and drive in that. And then what it'll do is it'll use a bit of the battery to keep you going. It'll use a bit of the engine to charge the battery up and to keep you going. Do you know what I mean? Where like if you leave it to naught and then do EV charge, the battery is like, the engine's running its head off, trying to run the car, charge the battery, and get it out of that desperate situation of having no electric. But you got to remember, this is a full electric vehicle. Do you know what I mean? So I'm going to test out myself now. I'm going to have it in hybrid mode, which is auto. And then when my charge gets down to 5, I'm going to run it in EV charge and drive that round. And then when it gets back up, I'll put it back on auto. So what he's saying is, yeah, on EV charge, you don't get the best mile per gallon. You don't. But then on the flip side, when you're driving an EV, you're using no fuel. So then between the two of them, it averages good mile per gallon for a flipping 2.5 ton bus. Now, if you drive one of these around town, diesel variants, you get like mid-20s, 25, 28 around town. You know what I mean? 30 if you're lucky. If if you're driving it like a snail. So yeah, I wanted to make everyone aware, if you've got one of these buses, do not let it run under your 5 electric miles left. So as soon as that hits 5, the 20, as soon as that hits 5, I'll put it nice and blue for you. As soon as that hits 5, go into EV charge. And then when the EV charge, it'll go back up to like 15 or whatever, 20. Then you can put it back in auto if you want. Just don't let it drop under 5. Also, I've been driving on the motorway. I want to save me EV for when I get somewhere. So if I jump on the motorway and I want to get work in town, and I want to save me EV later is not saving me charge. So when you go on the motorway, use EV charge, and it'll save as much EV as possible for when you want to use EV, which is around town. I hope this video has helped you out, guys. I really do. I just don't want anyone having problems with it. It is type of new technology and the information is quite limited. Me and another lad, John, who also has got one, we've been talking, trying to work out the best way to drive it. But for the sake of obviously looking after your vehicle, do not let the charge drop below 5. Alright guys, I hope this video has been informative. Any questions, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you soon, guys. Yeah. Oh, updates on my plate. I've just went into Sefton Council. They're hopefully going to phone me today, and I can pick it up later. Fingers crossed, I'll be back on the road soon. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Enjoy.